Welcome back to Weekend Winners. This is 2025 edition as well, and we've got a great year coming up here in Queensland. We've got the inaugural edition of the Ultimate Drivers Championship. That is fast approaching. The Inter-Dominion in July, and we've got a very much revamped Summer Carnival at the back end of the year. So there is a lot to look forward to in 2025 here in Queensland and on Weekend Winners throughout the year. Hopefully we'll be able to steer you into a few winners or two along the way as well. This is our first edition back for 2025. 7 events on Saturday night. Guess who's back? Back in town. Larry is back. Leap to Fame, the best horse in Australasia. He steps out in race number 3. He had a recent trial at Albion Park, looked exceptionally sharp in that trial. He's got to overcome gate number 11 over 2,138 metres, taking on Captain Shuffles, who's been dominant in recent weeks at the open class level. He's going for 4 straight, but he's got a formidable foe in Leap to Fame. Leap to Fame is, of course, heading to Melbourne in 2 weeks' time. He's got the rich Group 1 Grand Circuit feature, the Hunter Cup down there. He's going for back-to-back victories in that race. So that's the highlight, race number 3 on Saturday night. Let's get some perspective for this meeting, though. Let's check in with our drivers, Nathan Dawson and Leonard Cain.
Nathan Dawson joins us to go through his book of drives on Saturday night. We've got the 7 races, and I think he's down for each and every race. He's in the hot seat and with us now. Nathan, appreciate the time.
No, good to be on, Chris.
Prince Joy, this is a horse you've had success with previously, probably a little while now since you've driven Prince Joy. How does he sort of rate in this race on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty even race. Obviously it's not blessed with gate speed, so the barrier might be a little bit tricky for us. But if we can get a nice spot, he shouldn't be far away.
Stable's in form. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, the stable's having a good run at the moment. And the horses are all racing good. So a bit of luck will go a long way here.
Okay, so from gate 3, sticky because he's not blessed with great gate speed. What are the chances of you finding the pegs? If he can get to the marker line, does that increase his chances here?
Yeah, for sure. The way they race at Albion Park, running the slick times, the fence is probably the best spot for him.
Okay, race 2. What about our major day? You've been with this guy at his past couple of starts, and he's going well. Front row draw this week. He's got early speed. How does it sort of shake out early in your mind?
Yeah, he's been racing real good. He's probably had a bit cosier draws of late, but I think if we can find a good spot there, obviously the trip won't worry him, but he's just going to need a little bit of luck from out there. Is
he better at the mile or this distance range, the middle distance, 2100?
Yeah, I don't think it worries him too much. He races pretty good at both, so as I said, from out there, we're just going to need a few things going our way.
He was on the pegs last week, but were you pleased with the way he ran through the line?
Yeah, he got to the line really good. As we said, he had a nice cosy trip, but he's definitely good to the line.
Free Thinker, the obvious horse to beat here?
Yeah, it is. He's probably stepping up a fraction in grade, but he looks like the horse to beat.
All right, race 3. This is the Open. It features the return to racing of Leap to Fame. You're driving Captain Shuffles, rock hard fit, aiming for 4 in a row. You've got the front row draw, Leap to Fame, second row draw. What's your mindset going into this race? Are you out there to potentially cause the upset, or are you out there to run second?
Obviously, it'd be good to cause the upset, but it's probably very unlikely that's going to happen. So, we got the front line, so we'll use that to our advantage.
Okay, just breaking down last week's performance. You used him off the gate last week. He was able to lead. The most pleasing part, the way he came back to you so quickly.
Yeah, he's a gentleman to drive at the moment. He's a real racehorse. He's got that gate speed, and and then he just drops a bit and does what you want. So, that's taken him a long way.
Yeah. At the 400 the last week, it looked like you were locked in a real arm wrestle with him. He wanted to go. You're just holding him up that little bit longer, but the dash up the home straight was awesome.
Yeah, it was. His high speed's probably his best attribute, but he's got a bit of bottom to him as well. So, he got through the line, probably the best he ever has, and I think he's getting better all the time.
Do you find the lead again from the wide draw on Saturday night?
Yeah, that'll be the plan. We're pretty aggressive, and then we'll just have to play it by ear after that.
Okay, so what's the early inclination? Are you holding or parking him?
I'll just sort of set the pressure. As obviously, I said speed's probably best for me. But we'll just have to see what pressure we're getting.
Okay, you drove against Leap to Fame in his most recent trial. What was the main takeaway for you going up against Leap to Fame in that trial?
Yeah, it was more just about our horse, racing and, settling down. it's been his undoing for quite some time, but, both horses trialled very well.
Okay, well, that's going to be the highlight race of the night, no question. What about race 4, the mare's band 5 pace here? Lara Tiara going super well, PB time winning 2 starts ago. Good last week, she draws well. Can she win here?
Yeah, I think she can. She's racing well. The last 2 have been very good. She's proven that she can do it either way. So if we get a nice trip, and look to be aggressive early, I don't think she'll be too far away.
Can you clear Miss Frou Frou?
It's going to be hard side by side, but we'll give it a go.
Okay. Did she surprise you in any way, shape, or form 2 starts ago with that 53 mile?
She's always felt like she could do something, but she's probably never really shown her full potential. But after last week and then backing it up again, I think she's in the right direction.
Okay, so if Miss Frou Frou holds here from the 1 on Saturday night, can you park outside her and beat her?
I think I'll give it a good shakedown, but I don't know if I can. Not that confident about sitting outside and parking her, but I shouldn't be too far away.
Okay. What about in race 5? Again for the mares here. This is the quali. Hanover Lecter, an eye-catcher last week. Yes, she took inside runs, but she found the line well.
Yeah, the last 2 have been super. I think she's probably flying under the radar a little bit, but I think she's racing near career best form.
So once she shakes that ODM tag, it's only a matter of time before she can win one of these mares' qualies?
Yeah, I think she's actually going well enough that I'm not too worried about the draw at the moment. She's obviously racing well, driven sit sprints, so if I can give her a good trip, they'll definitely know she's there.
Okay, that's a good push there for Hanover Lecter. What about in race number 6? Not as promised. He was successful first up. Last week he made that early break from a tricky draw, the inside of the second row. He's back behind the tapes here on Saturday night. What are the expectations?
Yeah, we got big expectations for him. It's probably a little bit my fault last week. He's still learning about his high speed, and I probably just pushed him that little bit too fast. So, but back to the stand, it's definitely going to be a better thing for him.
Okay, do you think you can lead here?
Yeah, if I get away well, like he has in trials, I think he should be able to lead and run a good race.
Okay, how did he feel first up with that win when he returned off that long break? How did he feel that night?
Yeah, super, obviously he's quite a laid-back character and he only really gets the head down when something comes up to him, but, there's plenty left in the tank and excited to see what he can do.
All right, it's only a small field, this one on Saturday night, but it's a deep race. Golden Sunset was really good last week. Call Me Trouble last star winner, top of the moment, consistent, and Funny Face was an eye-catcher last week, so you got good opposition here. Yeah,
that's right, it's a small field, but probably plays into a lot of horses' hands being a small field, but... It's a pretty open race, but I definitely wouldn't change him for any.
Okay. How does he feel now compared to his 3-year-old season when he just went on that tear?
Yeah, I think he's just as good, if not better. He's probably obviously racing harder competition at the moment, and it might take him a few runs to stand up to it. But I've got no doubt after a few starts, be well in the mix with them.
All right. So you get to sit out the last race there on Saturday night. So you've got 6 drives. Which one are you most looking forward to?
I think Hanover Lecter is fine, and also not as promised. They're probably nearly my 2 best winning chances.
Okay, races 5 and 6. Nathan, as always, appreciate the time, and we'll see you trackside.
Thanks, Chris.
Leonard Cain now joins us to go through his book of drives on Saturday night. He's in the hot seat. Leonard, appreciate the time.
No worries at all, Chris. Appreciate being on.
We start with this free-for-all, and this features the return to racing of Leap to Fame. You're down to drive Brados Lad, who was a runner-up behind Captain Shuffles last week. Captain Shuffles also engaged in this race. It's going to be a good contest.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, like you say, obviously with the return of Leap to Fame and the depth of the free-for-allers here in Queensland at the moment, it's not going to be an easy race. We've sort of drawn wide and a little bit awkward, but I mean, the horse is in good enough form that if he was able to land a spot close enough to the speed, I'm sure he'd make an impression late.
All right. He was good last week, chasing home Captain Shuffles. Again, we're at the middle distance journey like last week, 2,138 metres. You mentioned the draw, gate 5. So does that leave you in a little bit of a pickle with what to do early when the arms fold? Do you want to charge the arm, or do you just want to grab up and just float back?
It does leave us in a little bit of a spot, Chris, to be honest. I've sort of had a bit of a look at it and sort of toed and froed a little bit and still sort of haven't come up with much of a plan in my head yet, but you know, it's something we're going to have to look into, and it's probably also one of them things where you got to assess what everybody else is doing a little bit at the time as well, and just be able to make a call or judgment then.
Okay, well, let me throw a few, likely scenarios here. If you do fire him off the gate and you're able to cross, do you let Captain Shuffles go? I
think so, Chris. Yeah, obviously Captain Shuffles is quite a respected horse, and he's been racing, massive of late. His run last week was awesome, and I think that'd be the most likely scenario if that was to happen.
All right, and then the follow-up question, if Leap to Fame comes calling, do you think Nathan will hand over to Leap to Fame?
It's a tough one, actually. I suppose that's the burning question, isn't it? That's a tough one, actually.
Yeah. What did you make of Leap to Fame? You witnessed him in that trial recently. Did you have any sort of takeaways with what you saw that day?
Not really. Obviously Grant's a great conditioner and does a great job with him, and I sort of thought he just sort of give him a nice trial. He didn't go too hard early, and then he sort of let him, work in the stride late and work down to the line strong, and he sort of looked good and did everything that looked like Grant asked of him. So, all things are looking positive at this point, and everybody knows how much, how good of a horse he is. So, I think anybody's threatened by him.
Okay, well, he's the horse to beat, but for Brados Lad, is he a genuine top 4 chance here?
I think so for sure, Chris. Like I say, he's a horse that's racing well, and he's definitely got the ability. So it just comes down to a little bit of luck and running.
All right, race number 4. This race is the Mares Band 5 pace. Miss Frou Frou. She gets the ace draw here. Barrier 1. She's low flying. Was it music to your ears when you saw that draw?
Definitely. Especially off her run last week. She done it parked, and sort of over the longer trip too, we sort of didn't really expect to be there, but it sort of ended up that way with a little bit of carnage early, and sort of nearly worked into a spot that looked good, and then ended up parked, and I was sort of thinking, I probably don't really want to be here, and the way she finished off sort of, I think, surprised us all, and we're all wrapped with the run. So that's enough for us going into this week. Obviously, coming up with the good draw, we're pretty happy with that, and I think we'll be taking full advantage of it, and I'll be expecting her to run a top race.
Okay, so you're confident that she's got the speed to lead and she can go all the way here?
I think so. She's definitely got good early speed, so we've got options there, and off of a run last week and the way she has been racing, I think she's definitely good enough to be able to take advantage of the draw and run a good race in a race like this.
So there's nothing there that you'd entertain taking a sit on?
I don't think so, Chris. I'd sort of be happy enough to hold up.
Okay, she is going well, and she looks perfectly poised there from gate 1. What about in race 5? This is the mare's Quali. Always Be a Lady, former Tasmanian mare. She's had the 2 local runs. Both have been good, and she's shown improvement in both runs so far. First time you sit behind her. She's drawn out. What are the expectations?
She's a nice little mare, I got a little bit of time for her, and obviously her last run there, I actually thought she worked the line really well, so that's definitely sort of made me a little bit more confident going in this week. Obviously the draw is a little bit sticky, but she's definitely a nice enough sort of mare, so like you say, it's my first time sitting behind her. Don't know a great deal about her, but we'll have a bit of a look into it in the next couple of days, and hopefully we can, have some luck with her there. I think she's definitely good enough to be there Saturday, that's for sure.
Okay, so how would you grade this mare's Quali on Saturday night? Doesn't appear to be the strongest, is that fair?
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair statement, Chris. I think it looks a fairly level sort of mare's Quali, so definitely. She's definitely in it. It's just probably the draw that makes it a little bit sticky, sort of where we end up early and how we choose to drive her, but like I say, she worked to the line quite strong last time out, and she sort of, with the right sort of run, should run a good race.
Okay. Are you more worried about All Night Dancer or Major Eater Jujon, or both?
Oh, probably both, to be honest. They're both going well, and both nice enough mares, so, it's never easy coming up against them ones, but we'll do our best.
All right. And in the last race on Saturday night, you picked up the drive on Taking a Punt for Trent Dawson. Now, he's been a little naughty in recent times. If you can get him to, produce his best and score up, most importantly, he's not out of this race.
No, definitely not. I was able to drive him there a couple of starts back for Trent, actually, and he raced really well and sort of not surprised me, because I did have, a good time for the horse, but the way the track was that night, we just had a massive storm and the track was terrible. Like, none of the horses in the race really were able to get much grip and sort of handle it that well. So I moved him down the back and he sort of moved real good around the turn and finished off quite strong, which I didn't think he probably deserved to do given the way that, you know, everything had played out and the way the track was. But, you know, like you say, if he keeps his head on this week and we can get the right sort of trip, he's definitely a chance in that race. Like I say, I sort of got a bit of time for this horse.
Okay, so if you get him to score up and he gets away cleanly, do you sort of get aggressive early or just sort of bide your time?
I think sort of bide our time, to be honest, and just sort of drive him a bit similar to what we did the last time out.
Good money raised, 20,000 up for grabs here.
Yeah, definitely. It's a nice enough race to be in.
All right, so is it Miss Frou Frou that we're most keen on?
I think so, yeah. On paper, I think she looks like the best one.
All right. Hey, appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside Saturday night.
No worries at all. Thanks very much, Chris.
Yeah.
As always, a big thanks to our two drivers, Nathan Dawson, Leonard Cain, giving up their time and insight ahead of the weekend. We wish them the very best of luck. 7-event program, best bet, race 5 for me. I like the chances of All Night Dancer. She's going well. Last starter runner-up. She draws well here in gate number 3. Narissa Elkins, which is Narissa McMullen, takes the drive once again for trainers Ronnie and Stacey Sellis, and I think this is her race on the weekend, marking her the best bet. Race 5, number 3, All Night Dancer. 7 races coming through on Saturday night. Larry's in race 3, but we'll see you trackside. Our first race gets underway at 5:38.